Welcome back to Black Star Dove. Welcome back to my channel. As always, I do need that HBO special, which just means help a brother out. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. This video is a little bit different. I wanted to do a video on a series called Kenobi that I've watched from Disney Plus. As everyone knows, I wouldn't say I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I'm like a semi-good Star Wars fan. Disclaimer, I have never seen The Mandalorian. Neither season 1 or season 2. I've seen a little bit of the Book of Boba Fett. I did not like it. So this is my first Disney Plus experience on the Star Wars side. I have seen all the movies. Even Solo. So this was like my first series, like a mini series of Disney Plus. Of course, I watched Rebels and Clone Wars, but I don't know. Like when I found out that Kenobi was having a series, I was like, man, I have to watch that. You know, people rave about The Mandalorian. I have never seen a single episode of it. I've seen the end where Luke Skywalker came in, but I have never seen any episodes of Mando. It just never really intrigued me, but I heard it's really good. But anyway, this is about Kenobi. So this is my full thoughts on it because it's been a week now since the finale. Of course, I watched it week to week, and then after it was all done, I went and I watched all the episodes at once. It's pretty much a really good series. There are some what people consider spoiler alert. Spoil alert. Sorry about that for something that's over a week old now, but still spoil alert. There are some canon breaking things, especially with Qui-Gon being able to be a Force ghost. To our knowledge, he was never supposed to be able to be a Force ghost. You could only hear his voice because he didn't complete his training. So I don't know if they're going to shoehorn something. Maybe there'll be like a comic tie-in. Maybe there'll be a season 2. Who knows? But for the most part, I thought it was really interesting. There were some like little off moments. The thing that was like crazy to me was in episode 2 when Reva was doing like the parkour thing and she was doing all the flipping on the roof and the camera cuts didn't make any sense. Because if you were like, you go back and rewatch it, like she's going backwards then going forwards and then go forward just to go backward. It was crazy. I'm like, okay, they could have did more with the camera cuts because that parkour thing didn't make any sense. Reva the character, I do understand. It's like, it's hard. Like, I seen this on the John Campea show. They had a question. Can you do a really good prequel if you already know the ending? Then I seen the comments, people were talking about Better Call Saul and things like that. I think the perfect example of doing a prequel, even though you know the ending, is Rogue One. Because of course Darth Vader is not going to die, or anyone important is going to die, but we have a whole list of characters that we didn't know about. And at the end, we were like, okay, what's going to happen to them? Like, how come we don't know about them? Well, they died. Like, okay, so it makes sense. They all died. This one, I think they shouldn't have done Princess Leia. They should have done someone else. That way we can have that what if, like what's going to happen. But because they did Layla, we knew nothing was going to happen to her. And it was technically the only way we can get Kenobi off the planet. Like, I like that they got him off of it, because I'm one of those people that's tired of Tatooine. Like, can we do something that's not on Tatooine? So the fact that they was able to get him off the planet and get him traveling is something that I really appreciated. I appreciate the whole character story arc. He was a broken man. Like, him and Vader are both broken, but they're both broken for two totally different reasons. You know, he couldn't stop the rise of the Empire. Well, technically he could have. He just couldn't bring himself to kill his best friend at the time. And we see that, especially, I think it's episode 3 where they fight the first time. And of course there's the whole fire thing where Vader was dragging him through the fire, and then the fire came back up and people were like, why can't he just douse the fire again? Um, there's some inconsistencies. The whole character of Reva, I think it makes sense. Like, I just didn't think I didn't think that she should have lived at the end, because if her hatred and rage is what fueled her, which is possible, then once she subsided and gave up that hatred and rage, she should have succumbed to her wounds and passed. I think the actress was phenomenal. I really think that she did give her best shot, and I have nothing bad to say about that, other than the fact that she should have died at the end. The last fight between Kenobi and Vader, people are saying it's more fan fiction. I think it shows that it was a struggle between them both. Like, Vader was, if you've seen the episode before episode 5, you've seen that it was shot pre-clone. I want to say yes, pre-episode 2, because Anakin still had both his hands. So, and how he was so hasty and he was still had much to learn. And the last fight, well, this will be the second set. This will be the third fight. Sorry. So canonically speaking, they have now had 4 fights. So this will be the third fight. And then Vader was still just like, as you could tell, he still wasn't fully tapped into the dark side when facing Obi-Wan. That's why when you see in the 4th fight, he says, "When I left you, I was a learner. Now I'm the master," because he couldn't master his feelings for Obi-Wan. And then to see Obi-Wan finally let go of Anakin, that right there is really touching. Like, he always called him Anakin, but at the end, he said goodbye, Darth. Like, he can't even bring himself to call him Anakin because Anakin is dead. People had a problem with the music. The music was okay to me. Like, it would have been nice if they would have brought back Battle of the Heroes, and of course Duel of Fates. But Duel of Fates is only being used when it be pertained to Anakin's fate being on the line. So Duel of Fates would have never been appropriate. I guess it could have been appropriate for the 3rd fight. You could have used it, but his fate wasn't really on the line anymore. It's not like when Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan faced Darth Maul, or when Sidious faced Yoda. That's when Duel of Fates played, because it was truly deciding Anakin's fate. But other than that, I think the series is pretty good. People complain about bad writing, but isn't that what Star Wars is all about? I mean, like, I know the glasses are rose colored, but Star Wars has some pretty bad writing throughout the entirety of it, if we're being real. I still think George should have went with the whole Darth Jar Jar thing. I don't know why he chickened out on that. But Star Wars is filled with bad writing. But it's also filled with awesome moments that touch your heart. And that last episode, it really did touch people. Some people were saying Layla's mind should have got wiped. I don't believe that. Even though, like, they make up for it, saying, "Hey, we can't talk about each other" and all that stuff. I mean, like, it kind of ties up everything. Seeing Qui-Gon at the end, man, I don't know. Like, I love Qui-Gon. I think everybody loves Qui-Gon. For the whole series as a whole, I have to give it a thumbs up. There were some slow episodes, but I guess it has to be that way. But some people would think because of 6 episodes, it should have just been balls to the wall, non-stop action. I don't think that. I think there should have been some downtime in between, which is, proper storytelling. Do I think there should be a season 2? Only because to see what Qui-Gon teaches him, and now that he's Obi-Wan that we know from New Hope, I think there could be some like new adventures with that. But season 2, and that's it. And so if they do a season 2, like, stop it after season 2. And then I know Taika Waititi, make sure I'm saying his name right, Taika Waititi, he begins his new Star Wars franchise in the beginning of next year. So I'm really excited to see about that. I might actually watch The Mandalorian, because I heard season 3 is supposed to be nuts. But anyway, that was just my review on the Kenobi series. Overall, I really liked it. As a Star Wars fan, I enjoyed it. as a Kenobi fan, I enjoyed it, and as a Darth Vader fan, I thought it was pretty good. I still think that he could have got some of those, Darth Vader lines. I don't know, like Darth Vader does always keep Anakin sass, because a lot of people complain about that. But if you watch the original trilogy, like, we'll be honored if you can join us. I find your lack of faith disturbing. Like, come on, like he's always taking shots at people, like in a sarcastic way. Just like, I just think people are just bitching just to be bitching at some point. But I said overall, it's a great show. I hope if you haven't watched it, I hope you do. Other than that, take care. I love you. Peace.